L'kavod Shvei Shel Pesach. I'd like to mention some Chassidic gems on Parshas B'Shalach. Vayihi B'Shalach Parai, when Parai, and it was, Vayihi, and it was, B'Shalach Parai, when Parai sent away Klal Yisrael from Mitzrayim, etc., etc., etc. That's this simple. The Chassidic Torah ask, we know that wherever it says Vayehi, it's a Lashon Tsar, sadness. What's the sadness here? B'Shalach Parai, when Parai sent away Klal Yisrael, it's joyous. It's a time for joy. What's the sadness? So the Chassidic Torah tell us that Parai represents, when it says Parai, it means the Yetzer Hara. And it's very sad if a person thinks that he already sent away the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara is not going to bother him anymore. He's doing well, he's learning, his ruchnius is good. I have nothing to worry about. That is a sad situation. If a person thinks that he doesn't have to worry about the Yetzer Hara, who can come up any second with some brilliant things in his mind to come out against anybody, not to let him do the right thing. So it's very sad when Parai, the Yetzer Hara, when the person thinks that he sent away already the Yetzer Hara, he doesn't have to worry about the Yetzer Hara. We have to worry about the Yetzer Hara every second, that he shouldn't get the best of us, he should let us do, he should let us serve our Creator. We should be zeicher to this. Amen. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas B'Shalach, the kavod Shvei Shel Pesach. So it says in the Pasuk that the Onan, the cloud, led Klal Yisrael during the day. The cloud was there, lanchoisam haderach, to lead for them the way. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah tell us here that there's one way for a Jew to always have in mind, something that a Yid who wants to be a good Yid must have in mind. Is one thing. Haderech. What's the derech to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu properly? What's the way? What's the right way? Lanchoisam. You think lanchoisam means to lead? Lanchoisam comes from the word nachas, that every person should think before he speaks or before he does anything, will this, what I'm going to do now, be a nachas for HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Will it be pleasing in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for me to say this or to do this? Have that guideline in mind. That's haderech. That's the only way that a yid can be from. That all his deeds, whatever he does, and all his speech should be. He should think before. Will this be a nachas ruach? Will this be pleasing for HaKadosh Baruch Hu? We should be zeicher to this. Amen v'amen. The pasuk continues. V'layla ba'amud eish lahoyer lohem. At night, how did they know the right way to go? At night, it was with an amud eish, with a pillar of fire, to enlighten, to lahoyer lohem, to give light to them, for them to see where they're going. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are addressing themselves here to somebody who is full of lila. He's full of darkness. He's not succeeding in anything, not in ruchnias, not in gashmias. He's living a life of lila, and it's time to give up hope. Chas v'sholem. Because lila, if your life is a life of lila, of darkness, non-accomplishment in ruchnias and in gashmias, then, even then, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring a light to enlighten them the way. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu is ready to receive them, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not giving up on them. Even when things are going bad, they can still have hope that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will enlighten their ways. We should be zeicher to this. Amen. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas B'Shalach. So Paroi observed that Klal Yisrael seems to be stuck in the ways. They didn't know the midbar enclosed them. They didn't know where they were going. They were coming. They were V'omar Paroi Livnei Yisrael. Paroi said concerning the children of Israel, Nevuchim heim ba'aretz, they are enclosed, they are closed up, they're lost in the land. He sees they're going, and then they're going back. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah tell us. Remember who the Paroi is. Paroi is the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara speaks to us and tells us that Nevuchim heim ba'aretz, since we are immersed in Gashmias, Aretz would be Gashmias and materialism. Nevuchim, we are immersed in it, and we are lost in it. So the part of the Yetzer Hara tells the person, tells each and every one of us, you can't do tshuva. You're too far gone. You're too far gone. You can't do tshuva. Since you're immersed in materialism and in Gashmias, that's a ploy of the Yetzer Hara to make us feel that we really can't get out of the rut, out of the materialism. We can. Don't let the Yetzer Hara get the best of us. We should be zeicha, amen, to know that no matter how far down we are, no matter how much we are immersed in materialism, we still can have hope, and we still can elevate ourselves to have a life of ruchnias. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas B'Shalach, the covered Shvei Shel Pesach. So the Torah tells us that the Egyptians, the Mitzrayim, were in hot pursuit of Klal Yisrael. And the Pesach says, Uparoi hikriv, Paroi was getting closer, and V'hinei Mitzrayim noiseya achareihem, the Egyptians were pursuing after the Klal Yisrael. So the Pesach said Paroi was getting closer, and he was leading the way, and the Egyptians were right after him, pursuing Klal Yisrael right after Paroi. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us like this. You know what one of the ploys of the Yetzer Hara is? To talk the person into him, to talk the person in, that to make the person feel that he is Paroi hikriv, He's bringing the people closer to Hashem. He wants to make you think that I'm bringing you closer to Hashem, and then after you think that He's on your side, then Mitzrayim noisea achareihem, He's out to kill. That's the simple. The Chassidic Terlach are telling us, for instance, I remember by us in the yeshiva that the night of Yom Kippur, right after Kol Nidre, it's already 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, and people sometimes say, oh, let's sit down and learn. Let's sit down and learn. Now that could be a ploy of the Yetzer Hara, because if you're going to learn and go to sleep 12, or whenever go to sleep late, you won't be able to daven the next morning. That's the main thing on Yom Kippur. You have to know how to daven. You have to be awake to daven. So that's a ploy. You know, if they sit down and say, let's learn, that can't be the Yetzer Hara, really. That really can't be the Yetzer Hara. He's not telling us to learn. Yes, he is. He's telling you to learn when you're going to lose out by not being able to daven the next day. So the interpretation of the pasuk would be, Uparai hikriv. This is a derech of the Yetzer Hara. This is a ploy of the Yetzer Hara to talk a person in. The person should feel as if the thing that he's doing now is kulei toiv, is all good. Sitting and learning. Sitting and what could be wrong if you're sitting and learning? If you're sitting and learning when you should be sleeping, so you should be able to daven the next day, that's a ploy of the Yetzer Hara. And what's his real intention? Uparai hikriv. He wants to convince you that he's being makar of you, he's bringing you closer. But the truth in mind that he has in mind is Mitzrayim noisea achareihem. They're out to swallow up the Jew, they're out to kill. They're out to hurt the Jew. So we have to be careful from the ploys of the Yetzer Hara, where sometimes it seems he's telling us he's telling us we want to do a right thing, but sometimes the right thing could be wrong. So watch out for the ploys of the Yetzer Hara. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas B'Shalach lecovered Shvei Shel Pesach. So it says in the pasuk, "V'lo korav zeh el zeh kol halayla." It says in the pasuk that when the Amud Onon finished its work, and usually just disappeared overnight till the next morning, and the Amud Eish took over, but when the Egyptians were in hot pursuit of Klal Yisrael, the Onon came, the cloud came to be between the two camps. V'lo korav zeh el zeh. The two camps, the Mitzrayim chasing the Jews and the Jews being chased, lo korav zeh el zeh, since the Onon, the cloud, was there, making it dark, they couldn't get close to each other all night long. That's the simple. The Chassidic Terlach are telling us that in this sentence, we know the Torah is trying to tell us, why are we in Golus so long? Why are we exiled? Why? Why Kol Halayla? That's the way they translate in this pasuk. Kol Halayla. Why are we living a life of night in Golus? You know why? You know what the reason is? V'lo korav zeh el zeh. Because we are not close one with the other. There's too much sinas chinam. There's too much hatred for no reason. And that's why we're not close with each other. We can't get close to each other because we're busy hating each other. Lo korav zeh el zeh, they're not close with each other. There's too much sinas chinam. That's why we're in Golus. So we have to see to get out of Golus. And we have to see to love each other. And to become close and care for each other. We should be zeicher to this. Amen v'amen. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Beshalach l'kovod Shvei Shel Pesach. It says, Oz Yoshir Moshe V'nei Yisrael es Hashira. Then they sang, after they went through the Yam Suf, the Red Sea, where they saw the incredible miracles happening. Oz Yoshir Moshe, then they sang Shira to Hashem, a song of praise and thanks to Hashem. That's the simple. The Chazal tell us, which is brought in Rashi, that it doesn't mean they sang the Shira, because it should have said, Oz Shor Moshe Uvnei Yisrael. Shor would be a past tense. Then they sang, or present or past. But the Torah is writing Yoshir. They will sing. They will sing. So Chazal and Rashi brings down Mikan remez l'tchiyas hamesim min haTorah. From here you can allude that the dead will be resurrected, because Moshe Rabbeinu said, in the future world, we're going to still be singing. We're going to sing praise and shevach to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all the miracles at Kriyas Yam Suf. That's the simple. That in the future world, we will sing. When after we are resurrected, we will sing Shevach and Haidah to Hashem. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us the words Mikan remez l'tchiyas hamesim. From here we can allude to resurrection of the dead. Even if people are dead in Ruchnius, they're spiritually dead. There's still hope. From this Shira, Mikan, from the Shira, they can learn from Torah. They can learn to resurrect themselves and become elevated and become Ruchniistic people. Never to give up hope, because even people that are totally dead spiritually can live again, can live a life of spirituality. Never to give up. Continuing one more Chassidic Torah on the Shira. It says on Parshas Beshalach, it says Hashem ish milchama. God is a man of war. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah tell us Hashem, kamer, make a kama. Hashem can be found. He's available. He wants to help. Ish milchama, every Jew that goes out to fight against the Yetzer Hara. Ish milchama, Hashem is available to try to Hashem can help the one who is able to be a ish milchama, to go out and fight against the Yetzer Hara. We should become such a ish milchama, and we should be we should fight the Yetzer Hara and prevail against him, so that we can serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with all our might. We should be zeicher to this. Amen v'yamen.